Angel Reese is a wonderful player. So it's not that I don't appreciate who she is or how she plays. There is no one like Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark is the reason why a lot of great things is going to happen for the WNBA.
Angel Reese is swiftly expelled from the court as soon as she enters, and Caitlin Clark then enters and starts breaking records. Before we get started, let me say that this dramatic disparity between the two players may appear to be the beginnings of a joke, but it's actually a poignant representation of the situation of women's basketball today. Please take a moment to hit the subscribe button and like this video. Thank you for your support. By subscribing, you will receive all of the most recent information on the WNBA and Caitlin Clark straight into your feed. Additionally, be sure to click the bell icon to receive notifications as soon as new content is uploaded.
Caitlin Clark is a phenomenon. And if I said to any of these people who think Caitlin Clark is not the Rookie of the Year, I'd say, who would you want to start your franchise with? Angel Reese is a wonderful player, but she does not compare to what and who Caitlin Clark is.
Two of the most well-known names in women's basketball are Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. Their remarkable talent as young players and ability to influence the sport's future have garnered a lot of attention. But what really distinguishes their careers is the alluring unpredictability that defines them.
Caitlin Clark now has the rookie record, the history of the WNBA. She's now going to try to set the all-time record, but 12 games to go. Now, this is happening exactly how I scripted it. I think that was lost on a lot of people.
Seeing how these two stars' courses diverge is intriguing. At one point, they were both experiencing great success and acclaim, but now that their circumstances seem to have changed suddenly, it begs the question of what considerations drove these two people to such dire consequences. Watch this space to learn the fascinating causes of their divergent paths.
Angel Reese, biggest problem is the Caitlin Clark comparison.
My advice to Caitlin, kind of keep your mouth shut, because everybody is looking for you to say anything and they're going to splice it and cut it and make it a negative.
Caitlin Clark is not just another basketball player. She is transforming the sport. Her latest exploits have been nothing short of amazing. She not only outplays, but also totally destroys her opponents.
One thing that I love that she's bringing to her sport, more people want to watch. More people want to tune in. I saw for the first time that they had a chartered plane. That should be celebrated, and it's because of Caitlin Clark. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it fucked up.
In an impressive display against the Seattle Storm, Clark didn't merely show up. She gave a fantastic performance, scoring an incredible 29 points, dishing out 7 assists, and grabbing 6 rebounds. Even more amazing is the fact that she put on a spectacular display, scoring 33 points in a game that wasn't even her finest. Making 3 steals and dishing out 10 assists, these numbers aren't just impressive, they're unbelievable. More like something you'd see in a video game than in a real-life basketball game.
Despite the attendance and viewership records, there seems to be some haterade in the league in regards to Clark, starting with WNBA legend Cheryl Swoops herself. She recently spoke on her podcast, Queens of the Court, and didn't mention the rookie when speaking of Indiana's rise in the standings.
However, it's important to note that her exceptional performance isn't solely about the numbers, it's the way she achieves them that's truly remarkable. Clark possesses an innate talent for understanding the intricacies of the game, always anticipating the next move with unparalleled precision. It's as if she has access to basketball's hidden strategies, enabling her to stay ahead at all times. Observing her on the court is akin to witnessing a chess grandmaster in action while everyone else is merely playing checkers. Her strategic prowess sets her apart in a truly captivating manner. Now, let's see what the salty cracker Swoops had to say.
Here's what Cheryl Swoops had to say. Look at this quote here. I think the Olympic break really helped Indiana. I'm going to shout out to Lexi Hull. I'm a big Lexi Hull fan. Lexi Hull shot the leather off the ball in their game against Seattle. Kelsey Mitchell is just stroking. She's just shooting the basketball. Aaliyah Boston, almost a triple-double. If Indiana continues to play the way they're playing like this, they too are going to move up in the standings, end quote.
Take a look at this quotation to see what Cheryl Swoops had to say. I believe Indiana benefited greatly from the Olympic pause. As a huge fan of Lexi Hull, I'm going to give her a shout out. In their game versus Seattle, Lexi Hall was outstanding. Kelsey Mitchell is simply shooting the basketball while stroking. According to Aaliyah Boston, who nearly achieved a triple-double, Indiana will also rise in the standings if they keep playing this way.
So no, Caitlin Clark. Cheryl Swoops. No, Caitlin Clark. Respectfully, Cheryl Swoops, you have any idea how that makes you look? You have any idea how that serves to stain any kind of critique of Caitlin Clark, because that gives fodder to those who believe she's being hated on and ostracized to some degree? Do you realize that, Cheryl Swoops, you're insane to do that? Let me tell you why you're insane to do that. Because Cheryl Swoops, you're one of the greatest players ever in the history of basketball. That's why. See, you won a championship in college at Texas Tech. You won 3 Olympic gold medals. You won 4 WNBA championships. You know basketball. You know basketball better than me. You know basketball than any of the pundits. You know basketball better than most of the men that play basketball. There is no way in hell you just accidentally left Caitlin Clark's name out of that soliloquy that you dropped about the Indiana Fever. Stop it. You know that. Stop it.
I mean, it's disappointing how she seems to have a negative attitude and is avoiding acknowledging the impressive performance of the only woman player who is significantly boosting viewership for the WNBA. Stephen A. Smith definitely took issue with her behavior. The animosity towards her from WNBA players runs deep, primarily because she is held in high regard by the league. Clark's playing style seems custom-made for the WNBA. She possesses speed, intelligence, and a fierce competitive edge that captivates viewers whenever she steps on the court. It's no surprise that she's being hailed as a phenomenon, because that's precisely what she embodies.
Because to know basketball like Cheryl Swoops does, to be as accomplished as she is, to be the Hall of Famer that she is, all accolades that are well-deserved.
She is obviously jealous since she isn't receiving the same amount of attention as Caitlin Clark and is no longer in the spotlight. The number of people watching Clark play is absolutely astounding and has broken previous viewership records. Even people who had never been interested in women's basketball before are now enthralled by her performances, which is driving up viewership. Clark is challenging and transforming even the most devoted basketball fans, so her influence goes beyond casual fans. People all across the world are realizing that women's basketball is not just good, but extraordinary. Shannon Sharpe's recognition and admiration is a perfect illustration of this change.
Y'all see the woman speed up. Y'all see her, Caitlin Clark is getting the crowd and going. Y'all see Skylar Diggins speed up to make contact with her. Stop this. Y'all mad because that corn-fed Iowa girl busting y'all ass. Y'all said she too weak. She can't do this. She lead the WNBA in assists. She cooking. Let her cook. Let her cook.
It's been remarkable to witness the impact Caitlin Clark has made on the world of sports. Her influence extends well beyond her exceptional performance on the court. She's redefining the game and captivating audiences in new ways. Not only is she attracting a wave of fresh supporters, but she's also serving as an inspiration for aspiring young athletes. Moreover, her standard of excellence has set a new benchmark for the sport. What's particularly fascinating is the way in which her influence transcends the basketball court, sparking widespread discussions about women's basketball. This surge in attention can be seen across various media platforms, sparking conversations and raising the profile of the sport, with Caitlin Clark positioned at its nucleus.
Angel Reese is a wonderful player. So it's not that I don't appreciate who she is or how she plays. There is no one like Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark is the reason why a lot of great things is going to happen for the WNBA.
It's really amazing to think about how she handles such extreme strain. Every action she takes is watched and examined by the public, but it appears that Clark not only handles the pressure, but actually lives on it. It seems as though the grandeur of the stage itself enhances her performance. What distinguishes her is not only her unquestionably amazing talents, but also her extraordinary mental toughness and mindset amid a startling turn of events. Despite using social media, former riding high player Angel Reese suffered a significant defeat in her most recent game against the New York Liberty. After giving it some thought, one might speculate that Reese's performance was just the product of a bad day, but this problem goes beyond that. The court wanted to make a big impression, but instead she ended up being ejected from the game, leaving both fans and spectators stunned by the unexpected turn of events. Beyond a single game, Reese has actually been dealing with serious difficulties on the court. During the last 5 games, her shooting percentage has fallen to a pitiful 29%. This number is accurate. It actually sits at 29%. Given the current situation, it seems illogical to compare Reese and Caitlin Clark, and this level of performance is highly unexpected for a player of her caliber and is comparable to a seasoned chef constantly burning bread.
Angel Reese is a wonderful player, but she does not compare to what and who Caitlin Clark is.
Reese is having a lot of trouble, and it appears that her shooting technique is the cause of it. Her shooting form is rather unusual because she usually shoots from her shoulder rather than eye level, which is similar to trying to hit if you close your eyes and play a dartboard. You might get lucky once in a while, but hitting the bull's eye frequently would be difficult. Reese is not only having trouble shooting, but she is also getting turned down everywhere. Have you not heard of Coach Cheryl Reeve? She is renowned for her ability to identify talent, but after evaluating Reese, she simply shrugged and passed. Surprisingly, she chose to draft Elisa Peely instead of Reese, but Elisa has been playing a lot of bench time, averaging just 6.4 minutes per game, so it must have been disappointing for Reese to watch Coach Reeve's choice come to pass. Williams, the distinguished French Olympic athlete, to join her in Chicago. However, Williams declined the offer with a polite thanks, but no thanks. It's almost like extending an invitation to someone for your birthday celebration and having them decline and choose to stay at home to watch the paint dry instead. At this point, you might be wondering if this marks the end of Reese's aspirations, but hold your horses, because there's another unexpected turn in this story.
Angel Reese is actually paying the cost at this moment from attaching her brand to Caitlin Clark's brand. Her biggest problem is the Caitlin Clark comparison. She's being destroyed by chasing the Rookie of the Year thing, which she has no chance, so she wants to be a dynamic offensive player, and she's just not right now. But comparing herself and attaching herself to Caitlin Clark is actually destroying Angel.
In a recent game against the Phoenix Mercury, Reese showed incredible fortitude that captured everyone's attention. Rather than relying on her typical layups, she changed her approach and concentrated on mid-range shots, which turned out to be a game changer. She effortlessly scored 19 out of 20 points, showcasing her versatility on the court. This not only highlights her basketball skills, but also her ability to adjust to different game situations. The question that remains is whether Reese's incredible performance was a game-changing moment, an indication of a long-term recovery, or just a short-term fix for a persistent problem. Looking at things from a broader angle, the events surrounding Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese represent a change in the rapidly changing landscape of women's basketball as a whole. Did you know that an astounding 81% of WNBA fans are influenced by sponsorships? This statistic demonstrates the enormous influence that sponsorships have on the league and its players. As the WNBA expands, players like Clark and Reese have more chances to land larger contracts, get more endorsements, and eventually become household names. But in the midst of this fascinating development, despite the attention the WNBA is receiving, many people think Clark should stick with the league because of its established status, rich history, devoted fan base, and strong infrastructure. However, a new player has entered the scene, the Unrivaled League. This up-and-coming league has been creating quite a buzz with its ambitious promises and forward-thinking approach. It's an interesting dilemma worth taking into consideration. As she transforms the game and sets records, Clark has swiftly emerged as a dominant force in the WNBA, drawing fans' attention. Given her incredible success, one may question what would motivate her, perhaps her choice to leave such a flourishing environment for something completely novel and untested goes beyond. It can have its roots in the desire to make a lasting impression rather than fame or money. Some of the most recognizable names in women's basketball, such as Lisa Leslie and Sue Bird, have played in the WNBA. Let's examine the ramifications of this for the women's basketball community as a whole. Clark and Reese are potent symbols in the sport. They represent the possibilities and challenges within women's basketball. Clark now has the chance to inscribe her name alongside these renowned players, solidifying her place in basketball history. First, let's look at Clark. Her presence shows the amazing possibilities when talent meets opportunities. She's essentially setting new standards for everyone. On the other hand, we have Reese, whose struggles serve as a reminder that success isn't guaranteed, even for the most talented players. Beyond that, though, she's demonstrating the importance of resilience by facing setbacks head-on and adapting in amazing ways. The collective narrative they embody goes beyond simple wins and losses. It captures a profound saga of female empowerment resilience in the face of adversity, and the progressive trajectory of the sport. The WNBA stands out for its high percentage of social media users among its fan base, surpassing other major sports leagues. This strong social media presence gives WNBA players a direct and influential connection to their audience beyond being athletes. They are influential figures with the ability to shape perspectives, motivate aspiring athletes, and drive the growth of the sport in unprecedented ways. The future of women's basketball is filled with both promise and challenges. The sport has experienced unprecedented growth with a surge in viewership, increased sponsorships, and a growing number of young girls aspiring to follow in the footsteps of players like Caitlin Clark and Angel. But this expansion has also presented new difficulties. Reese. Young athletes are subjected to tremendous pressure to perform well on the court as well as to be marketable and role models. The demands for perfection compound the difficulties they already encounter. Many people are interested in the WNBA's future and want to know if the league will keep expanding and changing, or if new leagues like Unrivaled will have a big influence. There is also attention on how players like Clark and Reese will impact and mold the sport's future, which leads us to a key lesson. In basketball, like in life, success is not only based on one's position but also on how one responds to both victories and setbacks. Angel Reese's ability to face setbacks with resilience and Caitlin Clark's incredible performance and record-breaking accomplishments contrast to serve as powerful examples for all of us. Please feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments section and be sure to watch the next video to see the most recent information and content.